Picture this, a dude who built his entire online brand on being, well, let's just say very well endowed, gets accused of hiding a transmitted infection, and suddenly half the internet's favorite creators are caught in the crossfire.
I do not have peace. I actually talked to Danae when she came on my stream in June, right? We talked after the stream, and that's when I knew.
Who y'all need to pray for is y'all man's Desae. Y'all need to pray for Lil Mike. Oh, I'm praying for them niggas. I'm praying for them niggas, not me.
Allegations fly, test results are flashed on live streams, and names like Aiden Ross, Red, and Desae Frost get dragged into the mess. And somehow, all of this is wrapped in a conversation about herpes, lies, and 1,000 thirsty TikToks.
Yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci3rdLeg burned me with HSV.
Like, a lot of people are making this entertainment, but then again, it's like a lot of people's health have been, seriously put at risk. Like, I'm getting calls from numerous people, spreading rumors, spreading false allegations, accusations.
Today we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, bizarre, and frankly jaw-dropping story of Gucci3rdLeg, a man whose name alone hints at why the internet couldn't look away. But trust me, what started as one woman's very personal accusation has now exploded into a swirling hurricane of receipts, drama, and internet confusion. Buckle up, because this isn't just one man's scandal. It's a wild ride through sex, fame, medical receipts, and the internet's never-ending hunger for mess. But before we get into the real drama, let's rewind the tape and meet the man at the center of it all, Gucci3rdLeg. The man basically named himself after a designer brand and his anatomy. That's branding, folks. That's confidence. Or maybe a coping mechanism. Either way, it worked. Because here's the thing. Before the internet fell in love with, or should we say started dragging Gucci3rdLeg, he was just a regular dude. Real name reportedly Oluwatosin, though good luck finding official records, because this man has more pseudonyms than a secret agent. However, we did manage to find his page on famous birthdays. According to this page, he was born on November 12, 1999 in Nigeria, which makes him 26 years old right now. Also, it's mentioned here that he moved to the United States in 2012 when he got a school scholarship. He then moved with his family to Maryland in 2015. He also played robber number 3 in the movie Stripper Party in 2023. He has also been in an episode of Catfish, the TV show on MTV, which Nev Schulman hosted in 2022.
One of the pictures they had used was a picture of you in a hospital bed. Is this you?
No, what the? Nah.
Okay, so that's not you. All right, well, I didn't know. I
thought it kind of looked like it could have been you.
He has said in an interview that he landed a feature role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is the video he posted on his TikTok account by the name Minaguchi, which currently has 115,000 followers. But what do we know about his early life? Honestly, not much. He's never done a sit-down Oprah interview about his childhood trauma or anything. From what's floating around online, he's from the US and grew up fairly normally. Also, he came across this video about Gucci on a YouTube channel called Before They Were Famous. According to this video, Gucci3rdLeg was into boxing and MMA before he became an adult artist. His father was a businessman, and his mother was a nurse who also ran a restaurant in Nigeria.
Up in Africa, he was deeply influenced by his parents, his father, a businessman, and his mother, who balanced a career as a nurse with owning a restaurant. This background showed him a strong work ethic and ambition. After relocating to the US, Gucci faced the challenge of adapting to a culture very different from his own.
I don't know, it's like a lot of people go for that, like going for the same baggies.
He often reflects on the strict upbringing he experienced in Nigeria, particularly during his years in boarding school, which shaped his views on discipline and responsibility in relationships. His life took a dramatic turn in London when he was involved in an incident at a family wedding where he was very injured. The shocking nature of the attack revealed his survival instincts, Drawing on his training in boxing and MMA, Gucci fought back against his attackers.
But somewhere along the way, he discovered 3 things. 1, he had a very impressive physical attribute. 2, there's a gigantic market online for explicit content. 3, social media loves a guy who is willing to talk graphically about both of the above things. And thus, Gucci3rdLeg was born. From the ashes of anonymity rose a man who would go on to monetize his, well, you get the idea. He first started gaining traction online by leaning hard into storytelling. We're talking podcasts, explicit social media clips, and appearances on spicy OnlyFans pages. The man practically put the word overshare in the dictionary. It's the kind of career path that's, well, modern. The 1950s had Elvis shaking his hips. 2020s have Gucci3rdLeg describing exactly how many women he's blown the back out of this week.
I was dealing with a little heartbreak, you know what I'm saying, when I was done doing my shawty. I went to one of these little like foreign countries and shit, and when I tell you, I fucked 13 in one day.
It should have been me.
When I tell you I was back to back, like I would just walk out of my resort and I'll meet a new chick and you know what I'm saying, and we'll just start vibing or just start talking, go for some drinks and shit. I'm just like, damn, like I'm about to go for the 6th nut in like 2 hours. Like what the is going on?
I'm tired, boss.
When you're going through that whole phase, it's like you kind of have an addiction to this, and it's like it's a payback. It's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm mad about this, so ooh, me, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna take the pain away. It don't take the pain away, I'm gonna keep it real. It goes away for the moment, but once you bust that nut, the whole phase can cost you, because I done seen some bitches get pregnant during that whole phase. I done seen some niggas get a baby. Fuck, damn, I forgot about that. All right, I was one of the niggas who caught a baby. I actually caught 3 babies during my whole phase. Kids.
So yeah, there's that. And look, Gucci is charismatic, no doubt, but he's also had some moments where the entire internet collectively went, bro, what? There was the time he casually claimed he's had over 3,000 bodies. 3,000! And somehow discovered that stat with the same chill energy you'd use to say you've tried 3,000 different flavors of ice cream.
All right, so last year my body count was like 3,100, but I was really, I didn't feel too bad about it because my ex-chick down in the body had like 2,000 or whatever, but so it was like when I was dealing with my chick, she couldn't really be like, oh, your body counts too much, because her body count like 2,000. My body count like 3,000, so it's like, damn, like I ain't feel too bad about it, honestly.
And let's not forget the frequent flexing about the size of his 3rd leg. He's shown it off on multiple platforms. I'll spare you the visual descriptions for obvious reasons.
I'm saying, like, her friend, you know what I'm saying, was telling her about my OnlyFans and my Twitter and shit, and like, she was like, oh my God, that's that, you know what I'm saying, famous porn stuff on Twitter, and she was like, damn, I want to see how big it is. When the pregnant lady seen how big it was damn near the size of a baby arm. She was like, I gotta try that shit. So I'm talking about, like, they started kissing, you know what I'm saying, it was getting lit. After that, the pregnant bitch got on her knees and started sucking my dick. I was just like, damn, you nasty like that?
Or the time he literally spat in a woman's mouth.
He spit in her mouth.
We mean, by now you might have gotten the idea, even if you didn't know him before. This guy's just a textbook example of a nasty, cocky, and just everything in between. But here's what makes Gucci3rdLeg a fascinating internet figure. His brand is built on openness, extreme confidence, and being the big guy on campus, literally and figuratively. But that's why this entire controversy hits so hard. Because when someone's whole persona is about conquest, allegations about health don't just threaten your reputation, they threaten your entire brand. That's why the internet couldn't look away. Because this wasn't just some random influencer caught cheating, this was Gucci3rdLeg, the guy whose entire career revolves around his prowess, suddenly being accused of hiding a serious STI. And so our story moves forward. Because as wild as Gucci's persona has always been, nothing compares to the day Danae Davis opened her mouth and told the internet what she believed had happened behind closed doors. Now, if you're not chronically online, or if you have a healthy sleep schedule, you might not know who Danae is. She's a creator, model, and someone who is pretty closely linked with Gucci3rdLeg. They'd done content together, were involved off-camera too, and ran in the same internet famous circles. And then one day, Danae hit post on a video that would basically blow up the internet. And no, she wasn't shy about names. She said it loud and clear, Gucci3rdLeg. She said that Gucci3rdLeg was knowingly giving people HSV2, genital herpes. At first, Danae sounded almost detached, like she was dropping a public service announcement. She just laid it out, saying he was out here smashing women left and right without disclosing that he had allegedly had herpes.
I'm here to tell you guys that allegedly Gucci3rdLeg is out here giving people HSV2, that is genital herpes. If you collabed with him and then found out a month to 3 months later that you have genital herpes, there's a high likelihood that you got by that man. Please go get tested if you did have any collaborations with him. I know a lot of people are being insensitive and saying like, oh, he fucked everybody raw, how are you surprised? A lot of people aren't aware of his gross or abusive ways until they actually experience it. They don't see it on social media. So I'm gonna say this a couple times on my platform to make sure that the word gets out, because I have now a big platform. Gucci, I've been waiting for this. Devastating, but I just got another phone call that Gucci3rdLeg infected another girl allegedly with HSV2. If you are a victim of this man, please come forward. Text me personally. I will get your story.
The internet barely had time to gasp before TikTok and Twitter spun up a tornado of stitches, duets, and conspiracy threads trying to piece it all together. And very quickly, people figured out this wasn't just a vague warning, it was about her. Because a couple of videos later, Danae came back and admitted this story was hers. She said that she personally got HSV2 after being with Gucci3rdLeg, and she was only 19 at the time.
I'm just gonna say, yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci3rdLeg burned me with HSV2. And he told me that he was gonna send me his test results, and he never did. And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls. And there's girls with so many similar stories to me, and they're so young as well. He is preying on the young, he is preying on the new. And I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared, and I was making so much money. I can't keep beating around the bush because you guys think I'm lying. And he can't ruin anybody else's life. I didn't know what he was known for. I didn't know who he was. I didn't do my research, and it is my fault. I know the people that already have it know exactly what I'm talking about, but whenever you realize and find out that you have something as severe as that, it's heartbreaking. It causes you to go through an immense amount of trauma and depression. I was going through so much at the time, and I've already gone through so much, so at the time it was very hard for me to speak up about anything. I do fully disclose anybody that I have interactions with. I tell them before. Hearing these girls sob and not know what to do.
Honestly speaking, this video was really heartbreaking and sad. She talked about how the infection changed her life, the physical pain, the emotional shame, and the sheer horror of learning she'd caught something permanent from someone she trusted. But at the same time, the internet couldn't help but blame her a little bit too. She said she'd already tested positive, but she didn't tell anyone publicly because she was terrified it would ruin her career and the money she was making in the industry. Which, yikes, that's a pretty huge detail. It doesn't excuse anything on Gucci's end if he knew too, but it also puts some blame back on Danae. Because if there's one golden rule in the adult content world, or frankly in life, it's that you disclose before you get busy. So suddenly the internet wasn't just arguing about what Gucci did or didn't do. Now people were debating how much responsibility Danae had too. Within hours, every social media platform was on fire. People were either rallying behind Danae, praising her bravery and vulnerability, or picking apart her story, demanding proof or accusing her of clout chasing. The internet did what it always does, it split right down the middle. Danae even posted a YouTube video explaining everything in detail, and she also bombarded Twitter with some really nasty pictures of Gucci3rdLeg, showing a cut on his, which he said was a result of a shaving accident. Now, we're not going to show you the picture she posted, but we are going to read her tweet out. She wrote, "This should be the proof y'all need. I'm mortified and ashamed that I didn't come and say it back in March when I got that positive result. Sadly, it's my fault that y'all are coming to me saying he burned you. He lied to me and said he cut himself while shaving. He told me he'd send me his test results and never sent them. I was 19 and naive, brand new to collabing. I was only shooting content with partners. I was scared of losing all the money. That doesn't mean anything to me now. I reposted the videos to milk the money that I felt he owed me. He changed my life forever. I was speaking in third person because I was too afraid of what would come, but I can't stand to let people think I'm just lying. Gucci3rdLeg, you will burn in hell for what you did to me and these young women. There seems to be a trend of the girls he is burning. We're all new to the OF content and collaboration game. We're 19 to 22 years of age. After Danae posted these proofs, people were convinced that Gucci burned her countless other women. And even though Danae got her diagnosis way before she revealed it to the internet, it was so sad to see a girl so young getting herself caught up in a situation like this. However, the internet was divided. One camp was horrified. They pointed out that Danae was young, that Gucci had way more power and influence, and that if he knew he had herpes and kept it secret, that's not just shady, that could be illegal.
Any woman who is active needs to watch Danae Davis's video about Gucci3rdLeg. And I'm going to play a little clip of it.
Yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci3rdLeg burned me with HSV.
Now, what she's referring to is this man who is Gucci3rdLeg. He's a Nigerian, worker. I guess he does, corn. So this man has HSV2. He is still sleeping with women, still working, unprotected, and infecting other people. Now, the amount of hate Danae Davis is getting is beyond me. All she's doing is educating women and trying to warn women of dangerous men like this. And I tell you, women, these men will do this. They will have these STDs and be so livid that they have them, and they will purposely make it a mission to infect anybody and everyone that comes their way. So you guys need to be very careful who you are sleeping with, because these men do not care. Some of these men are careless and reckless and will ruin your life with one interaction. The fact that Danae Davis is literally being shamed, just brutally, just tortured in her comments, literally all because she's trying to raise awareness of a very disgusting assaulter, because what he did was assault. That is illegal. You cannot do that. I cannot, And before people who think STDs are for promiscuous girls, I promise you, you can get an STD the first time you have sex. So don't even. And if you're one of the people that are in her comments laughing at her, literally, that could be you next week. So be careful.
Another camp wasn't convinced. They wanted screenshots, medical records, and timestamps. Because, let's be real, the internet has trust issues, and nobody wants to pick the wrong side in a scandal this messy.
Bad for her. There's a few things that she said that I feel like I have to pick apart because it just sounds weird. She's talking about how she didn't come forward and say anything because she was making a lot of money and so on and
hi, recent YouTube subscriber here. What's good, Russell Rocks?
so forth,
Thank
which
you.
makes it sound like she knew that she had it and she knew that he was out here doing this, and she didn't publicly come out and tell people so they could avoid getting it themselves.
She's 19 though.
Now, I don't know if she was telling some of these girls behind the scenes. I'm hoping she was, but I'm guessing the reason why she never went
Amaterasu, that's what it's called,
public
Amaterasu.
with it is because she thought that it would hurt her money. And I assumed that it would. I don't know about you guys, but if I was watching The Hub and I'm watching some girl, as soon as I find out that she got an STD or just any of that kind of weird shit, I'm going soft immediately. I'm moving.
And then there was the third group, the trolls. The ones making herpes jokes, memes, and TikToks where they pretend to itch while mouthing Gucci's name. Because apparently there is no scandal so serious that the internet won't try to squeeze a few likes out of it. But the serious undertone here is real. Herpes might not be life-threatening, but it's lifelong. And being accused of knowingly spreading it? That's the kind of allegation that can ruin reputations, careers, and relationships. It's messy, humiliating, and incredibly personal. And let's be honest, it also exposed just how little people understand about STIs. Because suddenly, half the timeline was arguing about the difference between HSV1 and HSV2 like they were prepping for med school. And yet, for all the chaos, Danae didn't drop medical paperwork to back up her claims. And she didn't show proof that Gucci knew he was positive, which gave his defenders ammo to call her a liar, while her supporters insisted you don't lie about something that's traumatizing. But while Danae was out here crying on camera, admitting she was scared, ashamed, and unsure how to come clean, Gucci? Oh, he was cracking jokes. At the exact moment he probably should have been calling a lawyer or at least logging off, he was posting on Instagram like it was open mic night at the STD Comedy Club. For instance, look at this video he posted on his Instagram.
You're right. It's not my fault. It's your...
But here's the thing. It wasn't just Danae and Gucci3rdLeg in this circus, because as soon as Danae dropped her video, it was like throwing a live grenade into a room full of creators who'd all been hooking up, collaborating, or both. The internet turned into a giant CSI lab, with people pulling out calendars, receipts, and mental math, trying to piece together who might have slept with whom and when. It was absolute chaos. People were literally plotting timelines on TikTok, comparing Danae's date of diagnosis to everyone else's hookup stories. One of the best examples of the panic was Desae Frost, because as soon as Danae's video hit, Desae looked like a man who'd just seen his life flash before his eyes. He jumped on a live stream, practically sweating through his shirt, trying to clear his name. According to what's been pieced together online, Danae says she tested positive for HSV2 in March 2024. Meanwhile, Desae and Danae allegedly got together in June 2024, a few months after her diagnosis. So technically, if the timeline is right, she already knew she was positive when they hooked up. But that didn't stop Desae from panicking. He called Danae right there on live stream, trying to get her to confirm dates and explain exactly when they collaborated and got intimate.
I actually talked to Danae when she came on my stream in June, right? We talked at the stream, and that's when I knew. I knew before the whole world knew. In June, after the stream. When the time I personally, not to put people's business out, but the time I had to her was in December when I shot my season 3. When she came on stream, we talked, and she pulled me to the side, and she was like, yo, I have, you know what I'm saying? So-and-so gave me this, and I just want to let you know before, you know what I'm saying, like anything further, because I know we had, you know, back then. So I was like, for sure, like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know why people speaking on my name. First of all, bro, like, when was the last time, you know, we had relations?
The only time we really had was whenever I was on your show.
In December.
Whenever we were filming the shows.
In December, right?
I think that was November, actually.
November, yeah. We shot the end of November, and we posted it in December.
Yeah.
When did you like contract, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I contracted her February 10th or the 13th, one of those 2 days, and I didn't find out that I had her until March.
February, okay.
March 30th.
Okay, bet.
And the internet, of course, was eating it up. People were screen recording, making reaction videos, and blasting memes about how everyone in the content scene seemed connected by 2 degrees of separation, or 1 STD. It wasn't just a scandal anymore. It was a giant timeline puzzle, and half of social media was determined to solve it. So suddenly this wasn't just about Gucci3rdLeg possibly hiding herpes. Now it was about who else might have known, who else might be exposed, and whether any big-name influencers were about to get caught in the blast radius. But wait, just when you thought this story couldn't get messier, enter Melt, a popular no-game streamer whose entire brand is basically going live and talking endless for hours on end. And suddenly he's part of the herpes cinematic universe too. Melt said he and Danae got together in February 2024, and let me tell you, he was extremely relieved about that timeline. Because remember, Danae said she tested positive in March 2024. So Melt was basically on stream like, whew, I'm good. Y'all pray for the rest of them though.
I seen some she contracted herpes in March. I had intercourse with her before my fight, which was February, I believe. I can't remember. I just missed the bet on my life, on everything I love.
Yang donated $1. Melt it is okay. 90% of the world has herpes virus.
January.
So don't be mad if the test come back positive.
I literally am saved by the bell. On my life, I was saved by the bell.
Which, okay, Melt, congrats on your clean bill of health, But did you have to throw the entire roster under the bus on your way out? Because he didn't stop there. Melt started dropping names of other guys who, in his mind, might have been exposed through Danae after her diagnosis. He was listing dudes like he was reading off attendance at a middle school homeroom.
God is so good, chat. Now, the nigga who y'all need to pray for is y'all man's Desae. Y'all need to pray for Lil Mike. Oh, I'm praying for them niggas. I'm praying for them niggas, not me.
He was basically like, I dodged a bullet, but the rest of y'all, good luck. And the internet ate it up because there's nothing social media loves more than a scandal that suddenly triples in size. But of course, Danae was not about to let that slide. She clapped back in another video and was visibly pissed. She called out Melt for acting like she'd single-handedly infected the entire influencer community.
So a nigga I used to fuck with is literally, I guess, trying to gain something out of the situation. I don't know what the he's trying to gain, but he's trying to act like I gave Bentley, Desae, Lil Mike, a whole bunch of people. He's naming people that I didn't even bro. But no, I didn't give any of them herpes. None of them have herpes, at least for me. I don't know what they got, but they don't got.
Now here's the part where things got downright insane. Because the internet didn't just stop at Danae or Melt or Desae Frost. Nope, the internet decided it was time for the list. And I mean the list. Like some crowdsourced Wikipedia page of every woman Gucci3rdLeg has allegedly been with. People were digging through old podcasts, TikToks, interviews, spicy content pages, even blurry screenshots from random OnlyFans leaks, trying to piece together a roster that looked like a Hollywood guest list. We're talking some well-known names in the influencer and music scenes, popular models, adult creators, a few social media baddies with millions of followers, and even some women who'd only appeared with Gucci in collaborations but got thrown on the list just in case. Meanwhile, Gucci wasn't helping his own case. Because instead of denying these hookups, he'd pretty much always bragged about having hundreds of partners. So the speculation kept spiraling. It became a twisted bingo card of potential victims, with people screaming, check on her, under every woman's Instagram post who'd ever appeared on camera with Gucci. And one of the women who was mentioned on the list was Sexyy Red. That's right, Sexyy Red, the rapper, the viral hitmaker, the woman who basically lives at the top of the trending charts every other week. She's known for being raunchy, funny, and totally unfiltered. But trust me, nobody had her on her bingo card for this scandal. And yet, here we are. The rumors sparked after a viral photo surfaced showing her with Gucci3rdLeg, leading some fans to wildly speculate that she may have contracted an STD from him. In response, she took to Instagram to shut it down, frustrated by the constant invasion. Why every time y'all see me with a guy, all y'all think I'm effing him? I'm a grown-ass gangster superhero. Leave me alone. However, she wasn't the only popular creator to get involved in this drama, as you might have guessed by now. Let's talk about yet another major player who somehow found himself dragged into the herpes hurricane, Aiden Ross. If you've been online in the last few years, you probably know exactly who Aiden Ross is. He's a wildly popular streamer, best known for hopping between Twitch and Kick, making borderline chaotic content, and somehow inserting himself into every single internet controversy. One day he's gaming, the next he's interviewing rappers, and the day after that, he's accidentally leaking his own DMs. He's basically the human embodiment of content at all costs. So how the hell did Aiden end up connected to Gucci3rdLeg's herpes allegations? Buckle up, because it all circles back to one woman, Sky Bree. Sky Bree is an influencer, model, and adult content creator who's been climbing the ranks of internet fame for the past couple of years. She's known for her appearances in various collabs and spicy videos, and she's definitely not shy about living her best life on camera. She's also been linked romantically, or at least physically, to quite a few male creators, which again in the adult content scene is kinda par for the course. So here's how it went down. Sky Bree was publicly known to have hooked up with Gucci3rdLeg. That alone was enough to put her squarely in the center of the herpes drama once Danae dropped her bombshell. Because suddenly everyone was backtracking, asking, who else has Gucci been with recently, and who might have been exposed? And right on cue, Aiden Ross's name pops up. Why? Because Aiden and Sky Bree have also been linked together. There were rumors they'd been intimate, they've certainly appeared together on streams, flirted, and created plenty of moments that left fans convinced they were more than just collaborators. So once Skybree's name got dragged into the Gucci herpes timeline, fans immediately started side-eyeing Aiden. And because Aiden Ross simply cannot not talk about drama, he addressed it publicly on one of his live streams. And let me tell you, it was a moment. Because Aiden didn't just laugh it off. He basically said, on camera, that he was worried he might have contracted herpes too.
Like this guy named Gucci3rdLeg, he has 3,000 bodies.
You talking about that fucking black with on it?
Yes.
Why are you looking at that? Are you gay?
Convy, he Skybree, bro.
Wait, what?
Yes.
So you got me sick then?
No, I haven't Skybree in years.
All right, well, they years ago. So that means you.
When?
That means you have it then. Are you spreading it out?
You could see the panic in his face, even if there's a chance it's not genuine. For a guy who's usually all bravado and trolling, Aiden looked genuinely rattled, which honestly, fair enough. Because the second your name ends up in a viral herpes timeline, it's kinda hard to focus on your next gaming collab. Meanwhile, the chat was in chaos. Half the viewers were spamming memes, the other half were either trying to comfort him or screaming, "Call your doctor." But here's the crucial thing. There's never been any confirmed proof that Aiden Ross contracted herpes. There is no medical documents, no positive test results, nothing. His connection to the drama was purely guilt by association through Skybree. And to be fair, Aiden himself said he was just worried. He didn't say he actually tested positive. The entire drama was eventually cleared up when Bree posted this on her Twitter account. She reposted and replied to a tweet by a fake account that was posted in November 2020. Bree wrote, "I have no idea who Gucci3rdLeg is, nor have I ever met him. The date on this fake tweet says 2020, when my account clearly says made in 2021 in my bio." And of course, because Aiden Ross is basically allergic to minding his own business, and because the man's motto is content over everything, he couldn't resist inviting Gucci3rdLeg onto a live stream. Because why quietly deal with private medical allegations when you can hash it all out in front of tens of thousands of viewers, right? So Aiden set up a 1-hour live stream with DJ Akadesmix and Gucci3rdLeg, and let me tell you, it was one of the most chaotic digital events you could possibly witness. The vibe swung wildly between serious accusations and clownish banter, which is honestly the perfect summary of internet culture in 2025. During the stream, Aiden did not hold back. He asked Gucci directly if he'd ever hooked up with Skybree. And to Aiden's and pretty much everyone else's relief, Gucci flat out denied it.
A lot of people are making this entertainment, but then again, it's like a lot of people's health have been, seriously put at risk. Like I'm getting calls from numerous people, spreading rumors, spreading false allegations, accusations. Like, it's crazy.
Well, of course, bro. Thank you for coming on. And again, I want to have the other side on as well. My question to you is this. The reason why I brought you on is because I've had those relationships with somebody who we're going to be having sex with you. And I wanted to have you come on here and clarify that. So have you ever had sex with Skybree?
I ain't never heard that girl.
Meanwhile, DJ Akadesmix kept trying to steer the conversation back to the main allegation that Gucci had knowingly passed HSV-2 to Danae. Gucci insisted that he was clean except for HSV-1, which he said he'd contracted back in 2023. He waved around test results on stream, but they didn't exactly answer every question people had. Because while HSV-1 is typically oral herpes, it can be transmitted genitally. So all the internet sleuths were like, that's not the slam dunk you think it is, my guy.
Boom.
Okay. Okay, yep, I could see it. So it says here, yep, scroll down a little bit. I see it, yep. Collected. And it says non-reactive and negative.
So you see, if it says negative, of course, that means you do not have it.
What are you positive for? What is that?
Can you read that?
It says you're positive for HSV-1.
Yes.
So what is that? Can you explain what that means?
So positive for HSV-1 means you not have herpes. It means you have had probably like a cool sore, more so stuff like that. And this is very common in the whole world.
Right.
2 out of 3 people in the world have HSV-1.
Let me just look it up so I can.
Now, another huge thing that's come out of this entire scandal is just how little most people actually know about herpes. Because after Danae and Gucci's story went public, the internet exploded into debates about HSV1 versus HSV2, and you could tell a lot of folks were confused or completely misinformed. Well, we're no doctors here, but from what we discovered so far, there are two main types of herpes simplex virus. HSV1 is most commonly known as oral herpes. It typically causes cold sores around your mouth. But, and this is where many people get tripped up, HSV1 can also be transmitted to the genitals through oral sex, meaning someone with oral herpes could potentially give someone genital herpes if there's contact during an outbreak. So it's not harmless or non-contagious like some people think. It's definitely still a virus you have for life, and it can be passed to others, even when you don't have obvious symptoms. HSV2, on the other hand, is the type that's most commonly associated with genital herpes. It tends to cause more frequent genital outbreaks and is often considered a bigger deal socially because of the stigma attached to STDs. But here's the thing, medically neither HSV1 nor HSV2 is life-threatening. Both are very common, both can be managed with medication, and plenty of people live completely normal, healthy lives with either virus. The difference often comes down to where the virus prefers to live and how likely it is to recur. HSV2 tends to stick to the genital area and flare up more often. HSV1 tends to stay near the mouth, but again, it can show up genitally. So all these arguments online about whether Gucci3rdLeg was safe because he only had HSV1, it's not that simple. HSV1 is still contagious, it's still herpes, and it can still be transmitted to partners under the right conditions. One of the key things Gucci3rdLeg kept insisting during all this was that he was safe because his test results only showed HSV1, not HSV2. He even flashed paperwork from 2023 during the live stream, showing that he tested positive for HSV1, which is typically oral herpes. And to be fair, that's the result he had at the time. But here's where his defense started to fall apart. First, HSV1 isn't automatically safe or non-contagious, as some people online seem to believe. Even if it's primarily known for cold sores around the mouth, it can still be transmitted to the genitals through oral sex, especially during an outbreak. So it's absolutely something partners should be aware of, because it can cause genital herpes. Second, and maybe even more important, the results Gucci was showing off are from 2023. And while there's certainly proof of his status back then, it didn't answer the real question everyone wanted to know. What was his current status after March 2024, when Danae claimed she tested positive for HSV2? People really wanted to see his current test results, and they weren't about to let this slide.
All right, y'all. So this young lady here accused this man of giving her HSV2. If you don't know what that is, that's the everlasting bump, okay? It will never go away. It will always return home. The boomerang of STDs. And today, this man goes on to Aiden Ross's stream and shows a test showing that he only has HSV1. Now, that would clear his name, except there's one problem. The test was from 2023. Sir, the incident in question happened 2024 in March, according to this young lady. So, bruh, you have to, and I mean you absolutely have to, show a test from at least April of 2024. That's the only way to clear your name.
Danae herself pointed this out during the live stream. She said she couldn't confirm Gucci's current status unless he provided updated test results, not ones from the previous year, because a lot can change in several months, especially in a situation where multiple partners might be involved.
How confident am I that he does not have the virus at all? I don't know, because I would have to see his current test results, which, I mean, clearly we're all waiting for. The world is waiting for these test results.
So while Gucci seemed convinced that flashing his 2023 results cleared his name, for many viewers and for Danae, it wasn't enough. People wanted current proof that he didn't have HSV2 and hadn't unknowingly passed it on. Until he provides those updated results, the cloud of suspicion remains hanging over him. It's one of the biggest reasons this drama has continued to drag on, because without fresh medical evidence, no one really knows the full truth. And in the meantime, rumors, memes, and speculation keep spreading faster than any virus ever could. This put the focus back on Gucci, Someone on the stream, either Aiden or Cadesmix, asked Gucci how long it would take for him to get updated test results. Gucci said he would reach out to his personal doctor. He also agreed that once he received his new results, he would show them publicly. However, he didn't commit to a specific time frame, which left many viewers feeling uncertain and wanting clearer answers.
Gucci, what time tomorrow will you have the results?
I want to say afternoon, only because I know mornings, you know what I'm saying, like kind of.
Are you going to that one or Empower, as you said, or are you going to your own private physician?
My own private.
So if you're going to your own private physician, is then upon you, like, how can we verify it? Because again, your private physician can't.
Definitely.
How will we be able to verify it?
I believe I just have to pull up on my phone. Honestly, you can't fake the truth on the phone, you know. The truth is right there.
And because this whole situation wasn't bizarre enough, Gucci3rdLeg decided to promote an NFT during the same live stream. Yes, right in the middle of discussing herpes allegations, he started pitching a digital NFT. According to Gucci, it was meant to promote safe and turn all the chaos into something positive, but it came off as wildly out of place and a bit opportunistic. Aiden Ross was visibly stunned and burst out laughing. He basically told Gucci he was wild as hell for trying to sell NFTs while under fire for an actual STD scandal.
Promoting a condom. Are you promoting anything that might? Because here's the thing: what people might not know, and Aiden, it's not a laughing matter, brother. Like, we're serious.
The thing I'm not laughing at. No, I'm not laughing at. Really?
Now you want to be serious.
Don't do that.
No,
this is
serious. Don't do that, bro. I laughed at the part where you said. No. I'm laughing at the part where it's about an NFT. Can you guys let me finish? Holy bro. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. But you're making an NFT. You're making an NFT out of a condom, bro. How can I not laugh at that? You're making an NFT out of a condom. You're making an NFT out of a condom, bro.
But then DJ Cadesmix and Aiden Ross hopped on a separate live stream with Danae to hear her side of the story. And let's just say there were some pretty weird moments. For example, Cadesmix bluntly asked Danae what Gucci's was like and why she got his name tattooed. And just for context, Danae actually had Gucci's real name tattooed on her hand. No one's entirely sure why, but the best guess is that it was one of those young, dumb, in-love decisions. The whole live stream was equal parts awkward, revealing, and messy, adding yet another layer of drama to an already chaotic situation. Danae also said on the live stream that she might still make content if that's what she wants.
If I choose to, but that is now something that I do want to leave behind because it has caused some trauma in my life. And I also...
Can I ask you about that last collab? You said the last collab with Touch Money V, that was after you reportedly contracted the virus. Were you upfront with him and saying, hey, listen, I got this? Or yes. Did you not know yet? And he was okay with it?
I was completely aware that I had HSV, and not only that, I was telling people. By the time that I came in contact with Touch Money V, he was already mutual friends with people who were talking about it in front of him, that I caught HSV too from Gucci. So he hit me up in my DM, texted me, telling me that he wanted to collab with me, and he was like, but I have a couple questions. I didn't even tell him about my HSV2 diagnosis. He asked me, hey, I heard this. Is this true?
Wow.
And I told him yes. And then afterwards, he still decided like he wanted to still collaborate. He was completely aware. I even told him to make himself completely comfortable because he was in his head at the time. He even called his doctor himself, and his doctor told him that if she doesn't have an outbreak or is about to get an outbreak, the chances of you catching HSV2 is low. It's actually down to 10%. Even if if it's a viral shedding episode, it is still low at 10%.
Got you. Well, I just have one question here. What is the situation regarding the Matt situation? Who's Matt, and what's the situation regarding Matt?
However, after all the live stream chaos, all the debates, all the back and forth, Gucci3rdLeg did something that frankly didn't shock anyone. He ghosted. Despite publicly promising both DJ Cadesmix and Aiden Ross that he'd share updated STD test results once he got them, he never followed through.
He's not answering us. He doesn't want to get on stream tonight.
Are you going to buy his NFT?
No, I'm not. I can't get a response from Gucci3rdLeg as of right now. We're trying. Tav is spamming him. I'm actually gonna see if he has another update. Last time I checked was 2 hours ago. So we're trying to get an update from him. So that might be cooked.
Respectfully, I don't think people give about Gucci3rdLeg like that.
No, it's very viral right now. People want to know the follow-up on the story.
Like 5 people on TikTok, and they're gonna forget in a week.
Nah, it actually has like millions of views on X. People want to know what the his results.
Despite his promise during the Aiden Ross DJ Cades mix stream to produce updated HSV2 test results, nothing ever materialized. He'd have to contact his doctor, he said, but no timeline was given and no results were shared. Even a Cades mix confirmed Gucci went silent shortly afterward. But that wasn't the end of the show. A few months later, Gucci stepped into the ring, in more ways than one. In a bizarre and meme-worthy moment, Danae Davis's brother challenged him to a boxing match. The footage, captured on TikTok and YouTube, showed Gucci facing off against her brother and getting knocked out hard. The video went viral and became a potent symbol of fallout, both literally and figuratively.
Ooh, that body hurt. No! You just knocked him out. He's staying over him. He's staying over him. Hey.
The match didn't just spark memes. It appeared to signify that Gucci's public persona may have finally hit a wall. Today, Gucci seems to be leaning into boxing and possibly live streaming boxing events. He's still broadcasting occasionally, but the primary drama around his health has cooled off, or at least for now. In the end, all we have to say about the scandal is that it illuminated serious truths, like gaps in STI education and the power of public confession, all while being filtered through an internet lens that couldn't resist chaos, comedy, and conspiracy. Whether or not we ever get fresh test results or know the full story, the incident reminds us that behind every meme or livestream clip, there are real people affected by real health issues. And the lesson is clear. In today's digital world, fame and responsibility are more tangled than ever, and sometimes the wildest stories are the ones that force us to learn. That's all for today's video. If you guys liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and drop a comment below sharing your thoughts on this whole drama. It's honestly pretty nasty and, let's be real, quite concerning. What do you think about the truth behind OnlyFans creators and how they're really living their lives? Let's talk about it in the comments.